as part of any deal to end the war.
At the United Nations, the United States joined Russia in voting against a resolution demanding the immediate withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine. The vote reflected the change in U.S. policy, and Imtiaz Tayeb is in Kyiv tonight.
In the Kyiv suburb of Borodyanka, a long row of prefabricated shelters for those displaced by war. It's in one of these rooms where Lilia Dishlyovska has lived for nearly 3 years. Her home was destroyed in a Russian bombing, which led her husband, Vladimir, to volunteer to fight with the Ukrainian army. Every day since, she has been consumed by a conflict which has destroyed so much of her country and her life. We went to meet Lilia in the tiny room she now calls home.
Lilia, hello.
Where she showed us the art project she works on to distract herself from what she calls negative thoughts.
It's 3 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. How are you feeling?
Pain. Just pain. That turns you inside out, she says. I never thought the time would come when my husband would have to fight, but it's even more painful that it's Russians.
You've already lost so much in this war. You've lost your home, your husband's on the front line, and you've lost your business too. How do you make sense of all of this?
There is no point to any of this, she says. There is no point. 3 years ago today, Borodyanka was the scene of one of Russia's worst massacres when it launched its full-scale invasions. Hundreds were killed in the Russian bombings and occupation here. We have visited Borodyanka a lot since Russian forces withdrew. Most of the destroyed Soviet-era housing blocks on its main street have since been abandoned. It's on this same road Lilia used to live in an apartment with her family. Their home was so damaged in the Russian attacks, it's unlikely they will ever be able to return. I just want to go home, to see my husband, to have my children come visit me, she says. I want to tell the whole world that this should not be allowed to happen.
Imtiaz Tayeb joins us now from Kyiv. Imtiaz, given what Lilia feels, what's her feeling about these peace negotiations and ending the war?
Well, Lilia, like so many Ukrainians, are asking themselves tonight just what is an acceptable loss after having much. Remember, a country that has seen entire cities destroyed, tens of thousands of Ukrainians killed, and now here we are 3 years into this grinding war, and the very real possibility that they may be pressured into giving up territory to Vladimir Putin. And Imtiaz, President Trump wants to make a deal for Ukraine's minerals. What would that look like? Well, we're hearing a deal may be close, and to quote President Trump, the agreement would help the U.S. to recoup what he just tens of billions of dollars in money and weapons, but for President Zelensky, he wants security guarantees and a lot of them.
Imtiaz Tayeb in Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you.
Here's some good news. 24 days until spring.
And Lonnie Quinn tells us some part of the country are getting a sweet preview.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of folks are wondering, is